Hey guys, it's me, Julian, here again. Episode number 2. Today we're going to talk about whether or not being an entrepreneur is the right move for you. Some people may be on the fence. They may not know whether they should go to college, whether they should go get a good job, or whether they are called to be an entrepreneur. And in all honesty, I don't think that anybody else can answer that question but you. Because at the end of the day, it's going to dramatically impact your life. So you need to be the one, in my opinion, making the decision. For me, in my life, I've had over 35 different jobs. I dropped out of high school when I was 14 years old. I went to trade school for about a month and then dropped out. And then from there, I had 35 different jobs, all ranging from construction to restaurants to tire shops, mechanics, all kinds of different things, sales jobs. Very diversified past. I've been pretty much all over the place. I didn't stay places very long. Once I kind of knew that the job wasn't right for me and there wasn't much future there for me, I kind of just bounced out and moved on to the next thing. And I don't regret that. To me, it helped me gain a lot of skills. Some people only have 3 jobs. That means technically they probably only have, a few different skills. So with a background of 35 different jobs, I know a little bit about everything. But anyway, so back to being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur hit me when I was like 18 years old. Let me tell you a little story about how it happened. I was working for my dad at his car dealership, and he asked me if I wanted to go. He was building houses at the time, and he asked me if I wanted to go cut one of his house's yards after work. So, I was hesitant. I didn't want to do it, obviously, but he said he'd throw me $30, so I went and did it. And as I'm cutting the grass at this house, I get like halfway through the front yard, and I noticed that this guy pulls up. And he sees me cutting the grass. He pulls up and he's like kind of standing by the car, looking like he wants to come talk to me. So I shut off the lawnmower and I go talk to him. And he asked me if I can come cut his grass right after. I'm like, all right, give me some money. And he was like, yeah, man, I'll give you $25. You come cut my grass. I'm like, how about 30? And he said, okay. So I'm excited now. You know what I mean? That was technically my first sale, and I'll never forget that because it sparked something inside of me. Funny part of the story is I'm now on the side yard, right, cutting the same house, cutting the grass, and the neighbor comes walking over, this little old lady, and she comes walking over and she's like, "Do you mind if you come cut my grass after? I'll give you $30." I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Are you kidding me right now? At the time, my dad was taking complete advantage of me. He was paying me like $150 a week for, I don't even know, maybe like 50 or 60 hours a week. Totally bending me over and, well, let's not go there. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was just taking advantage of me financially. So in the matter of this hour I was cutting this grass, I had just made an additional like $90. I was blown away, and that really started getting the wheels turning in my head. And one thing led to another, and a few months later I'm in my first business. But so I can't say I really like knew it before I was 18. Honestly, I was focused on other things, focused on girls, drinking, partying, having a good time, and fishing, all that kind of shit, surfing, all that good stuff. But it just out of nowhere kind of struck me that maybe because I've had a lot of jobs, so maybe I can make more money being in business for myself. And I didn't know a thing about business, obviously. So my question to you is, do you know? Are you an entrepreneur? Do you feel it inside? Well, if you do feel it inside, then there's a good chance that you are definitely going to be an entrepreneur. And that being said, I have to say this because I see people struggle with this. If you don't make moves to become an entrepreneur, you may be very unhappy in life, right? Because in life, like, if you're not chasing what your heart wants, you're going to be unhappy. You know, you're going to be going to work pissed off. You're going to be going to work and can't wait to get off. And you're going to be thinking there's more out of life. And there probably is a lot more out of life for you. And honestly, I can't express this enough, but time is of the essence because business is definitely got a learning curve to it. So if you like, let's say you're 18 years old right now and you're thinking about it. Obviously, you stumbled across this video, so you're probably thinking about it. Let's say you didn't make a move this year and you went and got a job somewhere that pays pretty good, maybe 14, 15 bucks an hour, right? That might seem good to you right now, but in all honesty, you're not gonna be able to live off of that. And by the time you realize that, let's say you're 24 now, right? What are you gonna do now? You're gonna start business now? What if you started it today at, let's say 18, 19, 20 years old, however old you are, I don't know. But let's say you started it today. By the time you got to 25, you'd be fucking pretty good at it. You'd be pretty savvy. You'd have some money in the bank. You'd probably be making more money than most of your peers. So that's why I say, like, time is of the essence, because if it's in your mind, I think it's going to be there forever, you know? And I'm a strong advocate of this because, like, I have an older brother who's in his 30s, and I've been talking to him. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, so me and him talk all the time, and you know, he has a seed in his mind that, you know, maybe there's more in life for him. You know, he knows that he ain't making enough where he's at, and he's 30 years old making, you know, $25 an hour. But, you know, it's the funny thing about the system, guys, is they just pay you enough, just a little over enough just to survive. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more than you need to survive. That's kind of the way it goes in society. Unless, of course, you go to college. But then, you know, that's a trap too, because then you're paying off school loans for 10, 20 years, which is fucked up too. So, like, you don't really, if you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, you should start right now. You should. I can't stress that enough. Start now, you know, subscribe to my channel, shoot me an email, comment, and ask me questions. Like, I could help you for sure. But you know, being an entrepreneur is not as scary as they make it sound. You know, a lot of people think that you're going to have to constantly be, you know, pressing yourself, and you're always going to be stressed out. And well, some of that may be true. You know, you will have to worry about business. You will have to worry about your income. That's for sure. This is my dog Lucy, by the way. She's kind of rude. Go on, baby girl. I'm doing something. You will have to worry about these things, but in all honesty, it's not really worth stressing about. It's really not a deal breaker. It's really not worth stressing about because, I mean, I personally, I would rather stress about, like, how I'm going to scale my business than how the fuck do I get out of this situation where, you know, I'm working a job and ain't got no damn money, and I've been doing it for 10 years and it's not what I thought it was going to be. And that's pretty much the way it goes. Like, and in all honesty, like, if you think business is going to be like, it's going to be so rewarding, you know what I mean? When you get good at it, when you have successes, and when you, of course, you're going to have to start by taking some level of a risk. It's just so rewarding because you're going to have wins, you know? And if you keep trying and your idea is good, you're going to have success, you know? And if you're a good business owner and you are, you know, handling your business correctly and taking care of customers correctly, you're going to win. You're going to eventually do really, really well. And it's going to be funny how things change for you, right? What's going to happen? You're going to make more money than probably most of the people in your family. You're definitely going to make more money than a good percentage of your friends. And you're going to start having haters that talk bad about you, but it should really feed your ego, because they're just hating on you, man, because you make them look small, you know? I don't know. To me, being an entrepreneur has been nothing but rewarding. That being said, I'm very driven. I take training into my own hands, right? I didn't start this at first. In fact, I went years without doing this, but when I really started finding success was when I started training myself, which means I I figured out that I didn't know everything. At some point that came across me, and I think I actually figured that out through YouTube. And so like, what did I start? I started buying books, audiobooks in particular, and I started like reaching out to professionals and really becoming a professional business owner, you know? And it's really interesting how that changed everything, you know, because everyone kind of goes into business with the same ideas. You know, you're gonna trade some of your time for some of their money, but and that's great. You can make a lot of money like that. For example, let's say you work right now, you have a job, and you work for, let's say, a painting company, okay, and they go and paint houses. Just a good example. I think most people can relate to this. Um, let's say that's your situation. What's your income going to look like, right? You're going to probably work 8 hours a day for $10 an hour, or $12 an hour, $13 an hour. Either way, it's going to be less than $100 a day, okay? And then at the end of the week, you're going to have 5 days and approximately 40 hours. You're looking at a $300 check. It's just, trust me, that's how it's going to work out after taxes and all that bullshit. $300. You just traded an entire week of your life for $300. This is what most people do. It's crazy. I don't understand it. Okay? So just a glimpse into the world of business. Let's say you went from being a painting employee, right? Working for a painting crew, and you learned how to paint. You learned how to operate a paint crew, right? You've seen, okay, they come in, they start with the ceilings, they do the walls, they do the trim, whatever. So this is how a house is painted. You see your boss, right? You see how he operates, you see how he deals with the customer, you know. But now you own the business, right? You go from there to owning the business. What's that look like? You're going to probably, let's say you could do 2 houses a week. You're going to be making probably anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a week. You're doing the same freaking thing, man. It doesn't make sense. You should definitely be an entrepreneur, because it just, you're comparing $300 a week for, let's just say, $3,000 a week. And it's a no-brainer, right? Well, that's why I say it's not really that stressful to, you know, own your own business. It's really not, because I mean, I think the comparison just made it clear. But to break it down even more, like, if you're making $3,000 in 1 week, do you really have to work next week? What if you didn't have work the next week either? So what if you did 2 jobs or 1 job and then took a few days off? Like, is it really gonna be the end of the world? You got $3,000 in your pocket, dude. You know. On the other hand, you're working this $300 a week. Well, you know, more than likely you're gonna spend every bit of that $300 trying to live, right? So how long would it take you really to save up $3,000? Probably a few years. That's fucking stressful. That's stressful. Being an entrepreneur is not stressful if you're smart. Okay? That being said, I really suggest you subscribe, because I'm going to go into how to pick the right business, all right? Because some businesses suck, some businesses don't, and really it's going to come down to... Sorry, my camera cut out there. So it's going to come down to testing for sure. You want to definitely get started in a business that got definitely an upside for you and some sort of advantage. So I'm going to definitely help you guys with that, because that's kind of my specialty. So this video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to end it here. There's a lot of time left for me to make other videos. So just subscribe if you're interested by what you heard and you want to learn more. Trust me, guys, I'm going to be coming out with, my plan is to come out with multiple videos a day, but we'll see how that works out. At the bare minimum, I'll be doing a few videos a week, and we're going to get into the nitty gritty of things. And we're going to cover all fields, guys. Remember, I own service business, apparel brands. I've invented products. I own websites, and I consult with other businesses as well, and I do marketing. So I'm definitely going to be able to help you guys, whether you're young or old. It don't matter. These are the essentials. These are the fundamentals. And there's a lot of practice and proven methods right behind it too. And so just go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, whatever. I appreciate it all. Just getting started here, guys. A lot more coming. It's fun making the video, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. All right. Look forward to seeing the next one. Later.